What's up, guys? Today I'm going to continue working on the 74911 that I've been doing rust repair on. If you follow me on TikTok, you've seen progress on this. I have the floors done, as you can see. I have what welds to grind rather. That'll happen at some point. But up next here is this pan. I'll flip it around here and show you more. The front pan here is pretty rotten. There's a lower piece and upper piece here. It's like literally I can like squeeze it with my bare hands. It's so rotten. The battery tray as well was also rotten. This piece here I actually made a while ago just so I can put some rotisserie. Down here I have all the extra panels here. We have the new pan, new brace, new battery tray, and other pieces that'll all go into this car once I'm ready to put them on. So I guess the first step here is we're gonna take off the suspension, and then I'm gonna strip all the undercoating off and see what we have going on. Amos, what'd you do that for?
Well, I guess now I gotta go to the eye doctor for finally.
And she's out. Let's flip her back on her side. All right, so now the suspension's out of the way. I'm going to get the undercoating off. I'm gonna use some heat and a wire wheel. That's what I found to be the best. And I'm just gonna strip all this off here so I can see what's going on. Then I'll be able to get a nice clean metal surface to work with. So let's dig in. All right, so let me show you what we got here. The rust I was talking about in this front pan is also the torsion bar mounting point for the lower control arm of the front end of the suspension here. As you can see, it is rotted the whole way through to the point that I can actually push the mount and flex it for the suspension. So that's not good. Look at this, is like literally paper. It's literally Swiss cheese, but not nearly as delicious. So I have this pan from Restoration Design. This will be going on the car along with some other pieces I have here. So what I'm gonna have to do next here is set it up on the car and figure out my cut lines. Let's get to it. Actually, I take that back. Before I get ahead of myself, I need to go to this side and clean up this garbage too. All right, now I got all the cut marks cleaned up. I'm gonna be cutting back here. I'm also gonna be drilling out like spot welds up here so I can remove this pan. But first, let's set up the jig. Okay, so this is our jig here. Bolts up back by where sway bars mount. As you can see, up top here on the passenger side, the hole lines up nicely. It's nice and flush. But the driver's side, where it's super rotten out, it has migrated inwards. I can literally fit my finger between the space here. That'll happen when it rots out and you hit some bumps. This thing's pretty much a death trap, but we're gonna fix that. So now I know this jig fits. I'm going to take it back off. I'm going to scribe my lines here, and then I'm gonna cut out this panel, and then we're going to keep moving forward. Let's do it. All right, so I just finished plasma cutting the tray out here. Let's see what it looks like. So, cut this back farther than I wanted to the plasma cutter, but it was super papery between these panels. So I have to go through now, all these spot welds I gotta grind out and get this flange off, because that's part of the lower pan that I'm gonna be replacing. Same thing up here, I get all these spot welds out. All the spot welds on the back side of here, leave the original flange intact. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of grinding. Well, better get to it. Hey, there it is. Yeah, nice. This is the lower flange here. Down here, you can see how rusted it was inside. This is why we were replacing it, because it's gonna be a mess. One panel down, many more to go. Here's the back side of that panel I just took off. Flange isn't too bad. Should blast and be pretty okay. And all these holes I drilled, I'm going to use for plug welds to weld the new pan in. Now, over here, this piece under the battery tray, I'm going to be stuck here for a little bit because I'm gonna order the piece that fits here because I could make it, but you can buy a stamp piece from Restoration Design and it's like, you know, 150 bucks as opposed to many hours into making a piece. So we're gonna do that, but that's gonna hold me up to the pan, so I'm gonna do the pan a while. All right, keep going. All right, so the flanges are ground down now. They're pretty rough. Mostly solid, just some spots that need patched and cleaned up. But what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna blast it with my bead blaster, or sand blaster, whatever I'm gonna call it. I have a handheld blaster that I'm put black oxide in. I'm gonna spray that next, and I'm gonna show you what happens afterwards. All right, so I just finished blasting this. This is the Amazon Basics brand blaster. I use black oxide. There's a little bit of glass bead mixed in too, because this is like our waste bucket. Anyway, I just blasted what I could here on the edges. Obviously, there's some stuff here I couldn't hit too well yet anyway. I would deal with it later with the wire wheel probably, but up through here, blasted would be harder to hit with the wire wheel and get clean. Down here, I hit it lightly. So I got to wire wheel that also, but yeah, about ready to put the pan up just to fit it up and see how it fits. We're gonna take this panel, kind of scribe back here, or maybe cut it shorter actually, and I'll probably cut it shorter and scribe there. Same thing both sides. Get that to sit flush. Once it sits flush and it's not under any tension, then after that I'll be able to build off of it. So that's the end of part 1. Thanks guys for sticking around for this video. Tune in probably next week, maybe even sooner when part 2 comes up, and I'm going to be continuing working on this 911. Also, the slant nose over here, I'm going to be working on that here coming up soon, so keep an eye out for video on that, where I'm going to do some quarter panel work and some other paneling work on it. Make sure you guys hit like, subscribe, you know the drill, share, leave a comment, tell me your favorite color, whatever it is. Anyway, thanks for sticking around guys. See you later.